Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Adam and this is this week's Friday Sews. So Friday Sews is where we talk about what we've been making for the week, what we've been up to and what our plans are for the week ahead, and a little bit about life. So I am going to start off this week. I'm going to put this bit of thread on the floor because it's distracting me. I'm going to start off this week by speaking about life, because life has been quite fun this week. So we had, where should I start? I went to Liberty of London yesterday and I met up with the lovely Catherine that is Soverton Makery over on YouTube. So Catherine has been working for a family in sort of very, very close to central London. So she said while she was up there on one of her days off, did I want to meet her up there and we'd go shopping. So I met her at Liberty about 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and we had a little mooch around all of the tanner lawns and the silks and everything that Liberty has to offer. And then we went upstairs and we got some of the sale fabrics because we wanted to shop the sale before it finished. And if you are interested in going and getting any of the sale tanner lawn, I would go this weekend, because the lady that was there yesterday, well, in the 2 weeks since I went last, well, 3 weeks, they had reduced their tanner lawn stock that was on sale, went from about probably 50 different designs down to 8, I think. So there wasn't really many to choose from. I did get some, which I'll show you in a moment. But if you did want to get any and you live anywhere local near Liberty on Regent Street, I would go this weekend, because there won't be any next weekend from what I was talking to the lady about. But we had a little shop around and we looked at some of the stuff. We oohed and ahed about all of the Liberty silks and different things while we were in there, and then we made some purchases. So I will show you what we got and then I'll talk about what we went and done afterwards. So I initially picked up some pre-cuts that they had there. So they had some 1 metre pieces. So I got this lovely 1 metre piece of tanner lawn, which is just this sort of like very classic Liberty multicoloured print. I then got some of they had this beautiful fruity print, which is on like a aubergine sort of purpley background. But they also had it on a black background, which I know it doesn't look very different, but if you hold them up side by side, this one is quite clearly purple and this one is quite clearly black. So I got 2 of those because I thought, you know what, I think I'd like to make a shirt for myself out of the purple and then a shirt for hubby out of the black, or vice versa. And if we wear them at the same day, then we'll be twinning. I also got this one as well, which this one again doesn't look very Liberty. And the texture of the print on the background here is actually, it's not going to show up very well on camera, but the actual texture is almost like denim. So yeah, those were my 4 1 metre pieces of Liberty lawn, because I can get my Goslin shirts out of 1 metre. So it actually makes them, when this is on sale at the ridiculous price that it was at £9.95 metre, it means that I can get a Liberty tanner lawn shirt for less than £10 for each of us. So they will be another 4 shirts at some point when I get time to make them. And obviously with it being Liberty, it all comes wrapped in beautiful Liberty tissue paper and a lovely Liberty bag. And the other thing that we looked at when we were in there was the haberdashery section, and they had lots and lots of things from Merchant and Mills and different things like that, which obviously you pay a higher price than if you just buy it direct from Merchant and Mills, but they had some beautiful things in there, and it was actually nice to see the whole range of Merchant and Mills products in one go, rather than just sort of like odd bits here and there and looking at it on their website. But the other thing that we looked at was their buttons, because I never realised the last time we went, excuse the rustling, we didn't look at their haberdashery section. I didn't realise that there was another room off of the main fabric room where all of their buttons and different things were. So I picked up 7 of these buttons, which I'm not sure if they're going to show up very well. They are like chrome. They are metal. I'm not sure what sort of metal they are. I'm guessing they're probably stainless or something, hopefully, because obviously they'd rust in the wash. But they are just nice, thin. They're really, really smooth, like polished chrome sort of buttons, and I thought I'll get 7 because I know that a Gosling shirt takes 7, and I thought being chrome and quite sort of plain, they'd go with pretty much any of the tanner lawns. Oh, I've just lost one. The tanner lawns that I purchased. So I just thought, you know what, they can go on one of the many shirts that I'm planning to make from the rest of the tanner lawn. I'm going to put all that rustling away, excuse the rustling, and so I will go through what else I got in a moment, what else has turned up this week. But I just wanted to say, after we went to Liberty, me and Catherine, we walked, did like a sort of 15-20 minute walk through part of London, and we went to this amazing Japanese restaurant. So we had lots of different, we decided that we would just have lots of different little pieces off the menu. So we sort of split everything and we shared them all, and it was just such nice food. So I'll pop a little picture in here. This is the only picture I managed to get all day because we would just talk, and we were having so much fun and chatting and looking at all the fabrics and different things that we just didn't think to take loads of photos. So yeah, I had the best day. It was such a good laugh. If you don't know Catherine's channel, please go and give her a watch. She is one of the kindest, happiest, nicest people you will ever meet. So what else happened this week? I managed to get some t-shirts finished, one of which I am wearing, which is the Grasser oversized men's tee. I made a few of these over the last few months. So I made one in this sort of paint splash fabric, which is sort of like got these navy and grey dots on top of the grey fabric. I also made one from the Schitt's Creek fabric that I got ages ago, which has got all the different characters and sayings and different things from the TV show all over it. And this is the softest cotton jersey I think I've ever owned. And I thought, you know what, it's been sat in my stash for way too long, so I'm going to make another t-shirt. As always, I did go to the extra effort of cover stitching with a triple cover stitch on all my seams and on my hem bands and different things, because it just makes them last for absolute ever. So that was what I actually got sewn this week. Besides that, I did sew up one of these new little sort of like, it's like a little project case. So it's got some fusible fleece in there, and then it's quilted on the outside with different Tudor pink fabrics. This one is the pink colourway. I'm going to possibly make some of these in other colourways, but I don't know whether they're something that people will be interested in or not. But they've got, you open them up and they've got your two giant sort of like A4 sort of letter sized pockets. And I've just put some ribbon on there just to cover up any of the raw edges, and there's a little bit of extra ribbon on here just to add a bit of detail. So they unzip, and then they're quite big pockets. And I made this mainly because I thought, you know, this would be a really good way of storing English paper piece sections. So when you've made like a whole hexagon flower, like one like this, it would then, you'd be able to keep them all stored in there flat, and you get like a couple of stacks next to each other when you're doing an EPP project. So I have made one of those this week as a little sort of prototype. And then I got some fabric delivered, which I don't know if I showed you last week, but this is, it's a Laurie Holt fabric, but it was part of a collective with Riley Blake with other designers. So it wasn't a Laurie Holt specific range, but it was her addition to this collective range. So it's a range called Hush Hush 2, which I believe there's now Hush Hush 3. So this is quite old. I think it's 2020. I think it's 2022 maybe. I mean, it's not old, but it's old in terms of when it was printed. Yeah, 2022. So this was Hush Hush 2. So it was by Laurie Holt for Being My Bonnet. And I think that's why Hush Hush 3 has now come out. I think Hush Hush 3 might have been 2023. Who knows? But it's got these tiny little chicks on it. And the actual print is called Lights on Chicks. And I think I bought 3 meters. And then the lady that I got it from, the shop that I got it from, emailed me and said, I've only got 1/4 of a meter left on the bolt, I think it was. And she said, did you want me to add it to your order and before I cut it? And I said, yeah. I said, if it's only that little amount left, I will take the rest, because I think she'd underestimated how much was left on the bolt versus what was actually available on the website. And it took me ages to find it. I can't even remember where it came from. There's no point in me linking it because they don't have any more in stock, because I obviously bought the last of it that they had. But I just love that as a background for blocks like these ones here that I'm working on at the moment, these ones that I'm making from Liberty scraps and the Lori Holt background fabric, these I've made quite a few of this week actually. This is something that I'm working through at the moment. I think I've made about 10 now, and these will all be stitched together at some point with some of the same fabric in the sashings, and then I'm just going to make it into sort of like a lap quilt, but I think I'm going to hand quilt the whole thing as well with contrast thread, and do it as almost like a whole cloth quilt, but not a whole cloth. And I think I might actually use double gauze for the backing on that quilt, because I have seen someone use that for quilt backing and I think it looks really nice. So besides that, the only other thing that turned up this week was my amazing Bias Tape Appreciation Society order from Specky Seamstress, which I managed to get this month's one, which is the little fishy binding, which I think is going to be amazing on the hem bands, on the hem of the shirts that I've been making. And the survival print that I've got, the other Liberty that I got from Andrew Beyond the Pink Door, being a black print, I think this other one that I got, which is black background with a little crochet pattern on there, I think this is going to be perfect for hemming that one. The other thing as well that I wanted to say was I did manage to pick up one of the multi-packs of the brand new release of the washi tapes that Specky Seamstress has started doing. These are perfect for the bias tape designs because they are pretty much the same width as the bias tape. So they are, that's the one with the notions on it. This is the one with the sewing machines. This one has buttons and they've got the black and white tape measure. I will pull a bit of the sewing machine one off because you can see it better when the design's not stuck to itself, because obviously you get the design coming through. So that is the sewing machine one. These are brilliant. I love washi tape because I use the Lori Holt seam guide on my featherweight, which you have to stick down with some washi tape. So I go through it quite quickly, and I have got quite a good stack of washi tape now. My favourite one, I think, still has to be the little chubby guinea pigs. And I have got some Lori Holt stashed away somewhere as well. But that's all I've been up to this week pretty much. So I just thought I'd pop on, share that with you. And I also wanted to quickly let you know that I am going to be releasing a new pattern in March, which I have finished testing the first physical trials of this week. And I will be writing the rest of the PDF and I'll be sending it out to my lovely pattern testers, and hopefully it will be released in March, and I think it's one that everyone's going to be very interested in. I also just wanted to say that the T-Rex zip pulls and there's a few Sew Line air erase pens that have gone live on the website this week. There will possibly be some other things going up over the weekend, just depending on when they come in. Editing me is back. I just wanted to quickly remind you all that if any of you like Lori Holt fabric, Riley Blake, New Text, Tudor Pink, all of that, if you have a look at Oak Apple Haberdashery's website this weekend and use offer code FEB24, you get 25% off pretty much anything on the website. I'm not affiliated with them in any way. The lady that owns it is an absolutely lovely lady. I met her at the Farnham Maltings Quilt Show. And if you like any of those fabrics, check out the website because it's only this weekend for the discount. And also one more thing, if you own one of the Tudor Pink seam rippers, the blades for these you can get on Amazon, pack of 20 for £6. I will link the affiliate link for those in the description box as well if you are interested in those. Ciao. But I will speak to you all next week, and have a good weekend, happy sewing and happy Friday.